I'd like to reserve enough time to
Yeah.
ask you about something
Yeah.
else that
Yeah.
you mentioned that really concerns me. Mr. Sheehan mentioned necessary secrets,
Right.
things that we keep from the American people. I really am conflicted in this area. I will acknowledge that you may argue that there are necessary secrets, that there are black projects. You didn't characterize them that way, but some of these top secret things that you're talking about, above
Sure.
top secret, it's in a black world. I've had several briefings in a vessel skiff on black projects. You know, if you can do this, then for the good of the American people, you can ignore the Constitution to do good things. And we do that. We do ignore the Constitution to do good things. We're ignoring the Constitution to do all of the welfare we do, because it's not in Article 1, there's not an enumerated power. We're ignoring the Constitution to do all of the health care that we do.
Yes, sir.
We're ignoring the Constitution to do all of the education that we do, because none of those three things, where we spend a huge amount of money, are specific enumerated powers in Article 1, Section 8, and both the 9th Amendment and the 10th Amendment pretty clearly say if you can't find it there, you can't do it. Now, my conflict is that whereas I recognize that there may be necessary secrets, if you extrapolate from this, then you can ignore the Constitution to do good things. If today you ignore the Constitution to do good things, tomorrow you can ignore the Constitution to do bad things.
Well, I think that's where we are today, and I think this is what Dwight Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, said in his last address when he said, "Beware the military-industrial complex." And if I might say so, I think that the withholding from the public of this information is not only a crime against humanity, it is actually causing us to stay on a petrodollar system that is destroying the environment. I think most people miss the reason. I mean, in my meeting with CI Director Woolsey, the only thing he wanted to know is why won't they tell me about this? And the same thing with Lord Hill Norton, the Minister of Defense of Great Britain. And I said, sir, the reason they don't is that you're good folk, and you would not go along with criminal secrecy, illegal secrecy, that is withholding science and technologies that would give us a civilization without oil. Now, but that's a multi-trillion-dollar problem. And I think we've reached the point where the tail is wagging the dog. The special interest and the influence from corrupting, I'm going to use the word, corrupting influences within the national security state ties right straight into the macroeconomic order and the petrodollar system. The secrecy isn't because people are going to hurl themselves off the bridge into the Potomac River because we're not alone in the universe. 65% of the public believe there's intelligent life out there. Over half the public believe we've been visited. 43% believe they're here and visiting us currently. And these are in recent polls. The bigger issue is, why would we be keeping this secret? And there is a document that I have from the Federation of American Scientists released 2 years ago that there are 5,135 patents that have been seized under the National Security Act.
Dr. Greer,
Yeah.
we have to end your
Yes.
response.